So my name is Lisa Murphy and I'm Vice President of Production. I'm currently in our Pakistan office. I'm enjoying my time here with all of our Pakistan employees. A little bit about me. This is my 31st year in the industry. I've been very fortunate to work with some very large organizations, some medium organizations, and work globally around the world with different types of businesses and different types of people throughout our industry. A lot of that really is just getting them to understand the mindset of the U.S. customers. And depending on the culture that you're in, depending on the country that you're in, you don't want to focus on the internal culture, but you want to focus on the culture of where you're collecting at. And I think that a lot of it goes with the work ethic. Here in Pakistan, they are very family oriented, and that rolls over to why their work ethic is so strong. So making sure that they understand that and they understand the U.S. culture, the U.S. mindset, and that the hows and the whys certain things we do are important and how it affects our clients and how it affects our customers. With that understanding is what's making them so successful. I think that with the education that is very high here in Pakistan and going back to the family-oriented culture that they have here, those two things generate them to want to be able to be challenged. When you're a debt collector, there's challenges that come up with speaking to the customers, learning the systems, and learning the clients. They all have a very open mindset to learn that. They like the challenges, and they're able to pivot going from customer to customer, client to client. So with that open and the open line of communication that they have and the willing to want to succeed has really made them very successful. And that's just not by words, that's by the data and by the stats that we are seeing. We do a number of different things. One thing that we do is we teach them, we have culture sessions. So me being from the US, we talk about what the different scenarios are for the US customers, if that's the portfolio they're gonna work on. What are some of the trigger words? What are some of the do's and the don'ts? So they understand more about the mindset. Here in Pakistan, they do understand the US culture. They do understand the US people. So adding to that and making sure they understand how to communicate with them, again, back to the trigger words. In addition to that, we do a number of practice calls where we're customer, where we're client. Doing those practice calls and hearing different people on the practice calls really is making them to strive and be more successful day in and day out. The big part of that is not just telling them what to do, but teaching them why it's important and how it affects them, the customers, and the clients. Making sure that they understand that the laws and what we're bound to by certain laws in different countries, especially with the US. There are a number of laws that we have to abide by that are federal laws. So ensuring that it's just not something they have to do, but making sure they understand the whys we have to do it and the how it affects them, and the bottom line, how it can affect their pocket. Once they understand that, they understand the importance. And that again is on hands-on training. So we're teaching them in different things, not just in debt collections, but different challenges that they may come up with when speaking to customers or dealing with each other. So again, we do a lot of practice sessions, we do a lot of practice calls, and we talk about the different scenarios that they're gonna come across. And then we teach them, again, how to overcome the objections. When you understand how to overcome the objections, it's a little bit more of practice that you do on yourself. We also challenge them to use some of these in their personal life as they can, so they can see the results themselves outside of the call center. 100%. And being in a different country, they have to understand some of the different scenarios that people may experience in a different country, something they may not experience here. So we go through what I call human training, and that's just explaining some of the different scenarios that a customer in the US might go through that you may not go through here in Pakistan, and vice versa. And then going back to how to overcome those objections, how to overcome those hurdles. And some of that is just empathy and sympathy and acknowledging the customer. Once you do that and they understand the particular situation at a higher level, they're going to be able to not just say it, but they're going to come across by saying things in a more genuine tone. The one good thing about the Pakistan agents is not just in their verbal skills, but their technical skills in the different areas that they can actually achieve. With the growing market going into more of a digital market, that helps us immensely with expanding because they have those talents in the digital market. But when it comes to the communication of the voice calls, we're really working with them as far as how to communicate. They communicate extremely well here. It's not the language barrier is not an impact. We've been been able to do language testing from the initial interview that we first do, and we do language testings throughout. And that's part of listening to calls together. We do a lot of call calibrations so they can hear how they sound, which makes a big difference. When you hear how you sound, you pick up the different tricks of the trade of how to make yourself better. And then being able to learn that and learn negotiation skills along the way has really been very impactful. And we've seen tremendous success with their skills, again, with the numbers, with the targets, and with the data that we've calculated, that they are very, very comparable, if not exceeding people in the US. I think that when you take in the work ethic that they have, the family-oriented environment and culture that you have here in Pakistan, that gets them to want to take care of their families even that much better. That gives them the drive that you need to want to succeed, and they're not afraid of the challenge. So when they're not afraid of the challenge, they're going to push themselves outside their comfort zone to achieve more. So I say, I've been all around the world. I've worked with different cultures and countries all around the world. I can tell you here from firsthand experience, because I am here, the Pakistan culture is right on par with everybody else that I have seen in the different parts of the world. So I say, why not Pakistan? Give it a try.